Good afternoon, everybody. This is Louis Centeno. It's Monday, August 18th. It's about 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Before I address things that I'm hearing, I want to reference you back to November, and the reason I'm doing this is because I know there's going to be people out there that's probably going to say that I'm just saying this just to say it, and I'm just I came in late, and I'm only saying this because of what's being said now, and that's not the case. So that's why I'm giving you dates and months so you guys could see what I heard then to what I'm hearing now. I'm real comfortable giving that information out. Now, I could, hide behind Twitter, which a lot of people do, but that's not me. I'm comfortable telling you guys what I'm hearing. I'm so comfortable what I've heard that I actually believe it. That I'm doing a video. So let's go back to November of last year. I tweeted, and I don't remember the exact quote. I'm sure somebody's going to be out there who's in my side. Who's going to say, "Hey, Louis, did say this." I'm pretty sure you guys are going to find it, but more or less, basically, what I said last year in November, that I was hearing that the Snyder Cut was going to be announced this year. Originally, I heard around January, February. Obviously, that changed. Then I was hearing San Diego Comic Con, which made logic sense to me that it was going to be announced at San Diego Comic Con. And even Jay Oliva said that in a situation like that if an announcement is made, it won't be made on Twitter. It will be made by Zach at a big event, which Comic Con. So that's basically what he said. Now, so I heard at the time that that's when the Snyder Cut was going to be announced, and it was going to be released on November 1 of 2019. Now, the reason I heard November 1, or what I was told, is Wonder Woman was moved to June. Now, I honestly don't know why it was moved. I mean, I heard it was because of the Snyder Cut. That's what I heard, but uh, my source was not able to confirm that 100%. That's something that that he had heard. So that's what I heard at the time, and so I want you to look at the timeline. So November 1. Now, dates could always be changed. I want you to understand that release dates are always changed. Example, Wonder Woman. It was originally announced for November 1. It was changed to 2020. I know there were other movies Warner Brothers announced that we either moved up or moved back. Even Batman versus Superman was originally scheduled to be released in theaters in 2015, and it was changed to 2016. So don't get wrapped on dates, because dates could always change. And for those who say that's not true, all you gotta do, just go to Google, and you find a lot of movies that the dates were changed, either being released early or later. Now, on December, I also tweeted it out when it was apparent that the Aquaman was going to make $1 billion. And I think Chris Wan also made a video of it as well. I heard that Jason Momoa was going to be a speaker of the Snyder Cut. He was going to be very outspoken. And if you look at the cast, the two people who has been outspoken on the Snyder Cut is Ray Fisher, and more importantly, Jason Momoa. He's the one that has been outspoken regarding the Snyder Cut. So I heard that he has not changed. He's been an advocate of the Snyder Cut. Then he's been a Snyder Cut advocate of the Snyder Cut now, and he's been very vocal. And if you look at Jason Momoa from December going forward, he's been more outspoken. And I guess me thinking logically, the reason he's been outspoken is because when you make a movie and your movie is $1 billion, uh, the studio, and I know Warner Brothers has a history not making wise decision, but at the time, it made logic sense. Without hearing that once he knew he was going to make $1 billion, he was going to be an advocate of the Snyder Cut, which he has been an advocate of the Snyder Cut. So fast forward to this year now. Those who know me, those who follow me, know that I've before July, I was certain that the Snyder Cut was going to be announced in San Diego Comic-Con. That didn't happen. Obviously, didn't happen. I was shocked and devastated because the person who told me that he was very sure of the information that he was being received, so sure that I even went on the Zod Rider show, and he could even I'm not sure if you guys could locate the podcast. I'm pretty sure he probably could pop it, but at the time that I did the podcast, I was very confident, very sure that the Snyder Cut was going to be announced this year. I mean, it's you could find the podcast, you hear me directly. I was very sure that the Snyder Cut was going to be announced at San Diego Comic-Con and be released this year. That's all I knew, because that's what I was told. That's what I was told, and the person who told me that was very confident. Very, very, very confident. Now, this is interesting because when I asked my source, did you know about the 170 cut? He did not know about the 170 cut. Now, why is that important? If it's true, Warner Brothers had that cut, the 170 cut. The 170 cut, guys, is the cut that Zack compromised, that Zack gave to Warner Brothers and told Warner Brothers, okay, this is my cut that I want you to release in the theaters. Okay, the 214-minute cut was never going to be released in theaters, never. However, the 214 cut was going to be released as a Justice League package, something similar to Batman versus Superman. Batman versus Superman, you have the theatrical version, and you have the Ultimate Edition. So that's the what Zack intended to do. 170 theaters, the 214 as a DVD Ultimate Edition cut. So So I asked him, did you know about the 170 cut? He did not know about the 170 cut. And apparently, looks like no one did. The only people who knew about that cut is Zack Snyder. The head honchos and Warner Brothers, they knew about that cut. Obviously, Zack could not speak because he signed an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. So he cannot really talk about it. So when he gave that cut to Warner Brothers didn't like the cut. They let Zack go. Do not buy that Zack stepped down due to the unfortunate death of his daughter, because Zack is not a quitter. Zack has never, ever quit on anything. Never. Never quit on anything. Find me a project that Zack Snyder started and quit. Never. He has never done that. He was forced out. He was forced out by Kevin Teeve, Jeff John, Tommy Emmerich. Those people forced him out. They forced him out somewhere around May. Somewhere around May, they forced him out. Josh Whedon, I believe, came in. I may have the month. I believe July he came in. He did the research, the reshoots with the cast. Deborah Snyder, however, stood on the project. She was the producer for Justice League. Check it out. If Deborah Snyder knew what they were doing to Zack's movie, I'm just thinking logically here, guys. Those who are married, going to understand what I'm about to say. Let's think logically here. You have a wife who lost her daughter. Her husband was let go. It was a tragic time in both of their life. Something that I don't believe no parent. It's kind of sad that no parent should not bury their child. It should always be vice versa. So it was a hard time for Zach and Deborah. I believe, and again, this is me speculating, that once Deborah Snyder knew what they were doing with Zach movie, she told him. She told him. Now, I don't have proof. I'm just going by speculating. I'm going by a question that was posed to Zack Snyder in October, 1 month before it was released. It is impossible to cut a movie. Let's start from October to November, 1 month. It is impossible to cut, produce, edit, score a movie in 1 month. Impossible. Can't do it. So when Zach liked that post, whoever who liked that post, telling him is the Justice League 170, he liked that post. He basically confirmed his theatrical cut was 170. Now, why is that important? Because if you notice, right after that, there was a dispute between Borg and Warner Brothers with Zach. There was a dispute. It was not a joke. There was not a joke. They got upset with Zach. So, why am I focusing on the 170 cut? The 170 cut is the cut that Warner Brothers had all this time. They hid it from the public. They hid that from the public. They hid it from the bloggers. They hid it from the scoopers. They hid it from the trade. They hid that. So, we all know the story. Justice League bombed. Now, going back to this year in July, when Warner Brothers announced that there was not going to be a Hall H at San Diego Comic-Cons, I won't lie, guys. I heard, different possibilities. One that I'm hearing a lot has to do with budget. That's what I heard, budget. I heard other things, but the other things that I heard, I could not confirm. So I'm going by what I've heard from more than one people. When I mean more people, I've heard that from my source. I've heard from a couple of people who are also connected, and I'm pretty sure other scoopers and bloggers will be able to confirm that as well. As that what they heard. It has to do the reason that there was not going to be there was due to budget. They wanted to reduce their costs. Take it as I don't know what to believe. I would like to believe it had something to do with the Snyder Cut. I'm sure that made the decision easier. If they wanted to cut down the cost, and then they look at the Snyder Cut presence there, that probably helped there. But the reason that I'm so hesitant to believe that, because I was so sure that it was going to be announced in July. So when it didn't happen, naturally I was I was down, because I like all fans, we want to see Zach's Justice League, the Zach real Justice League. Is it possible that the reason that the announcement was not made at San Diego Comic-Con, could it be it has to do with HBO Max? Just like I've referenced The timeline was Zach, Deborah, and Warner Brothers. Uh, I'm gonna give you. I don't know the exact date, but I believe Mark Hughes joined J. Oliver Project on July 17th. I believe that's the date, July 17th. So prior to July 17th, this is, and again, this is something that Mark says. Mark says that, and I'm paraphrasing here, that he didn't believe that the Snyder Cut exists. Between July 17th, when I believe Jay Oliva announced that Mark Hughes was going to work with him, if I got that wrong information, I do apologize, but I think that's what happened. So between July 17th to July 29th, Mark heard something. He heard something. Mark therefore put out a tweet basically apologizing. Again, I'm paraphrasing here. Hey guys, I apologize. About the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut do exist. I'm hearing that it's around 2 hours and 45 minutes. Around 2 hours and 45 minutes, and that cut is about 90 to 95% done. Minimum work to be done. That is Zack's theatrical version that Warner Brothers has. That's what they have right now. I'm going to get to the 214 in a minute. Okay, so again, I gave you guys dates on what I've heard in November. Again, information does change as time evolved. Meetings and the things could be discussed in November, and the things, information is always changing. Did HBO Max? I believe is going to be the way to go. And what I'm hearing, this is what I'm hearing. This is the new CEO, Ann and Jay. And again, this is me paraphrasing. Basically saying, hey guys, I heard you. I understand. We're not perfect. We're evolving as a company. Certain decision was made. They're not gonna admit that they're wrong, but they're all companies, regardless of what company it has, all company always wants to evolve and get better. That's just a fact. So what I'm hearing that this is gonna be an olive branch for the new management, not only to the Snyder Cut, but to directors and people who believe in integrity and believing that Warner Brothers is a director-driven company, because that's what they say they are. And they cannot go forward or move forward with this cloud hanging over them. So what I'm hearing is that that the Snyder Cut, the 170, and this is with Zack backing. If Zack does not back this up, it's not going to happen. But I believe it has a chance. I believe that Zack will back up the 170 minutes, and I'm going to explain to you the reason why I believe he's going to back up the 170 minute. But going back to Ann, the new CEO, this is going to be an olive branch to us fans who's been clamoring, asking for the Snyder Cut. She's going to make amends. She's going to make it right. And not only that, but they're also, being that the Snyder Cut right now is trending with not just the fans, but also news medias are picking it up. And what better way to launch a project on HBO Max than to put the hottest thing that fans have been asking for than the Justice League. So again, this is me speculating, guys. This is me speculating because based upon the information that I'm hearing, Warner Brothers, like all company, wants to maximize their profits. They're obvious. This is also has to do about money. Trust me, no companies are going to release a movie if they're going to lose money. No company will ever do anything, if it doesn't profit them. So, although and does want to throw an olive branch, there is money to be made. So the cut the cut that's going to be released on HBO Max is the 170-minute cut. That's what I'm hearing. Now, can things change? We're talking about Warner Brothers. Things could always change. Things are always evolving. But I do not anticipate the 214-minute being released on HBO Max. I do anticipate the 170-minute cut, Zack's cut, that he intended to release in theaters, being released on HBO Max, with the understanding that Warner Brothers will allow Zack to finish his 214 cut. Guys, if we get the 170, we're getting the 214. And what I'm hearing here is that the way we're going to get the 214 after the 170-minute is released in HBO Max, Zack will be allowed to finish his 214. And then next year, maybe mid-year next year, I don't see it lasting 2 years. But what I'm hearing, the goal is, the target is the 214-minute being released next year on DVD as a trilogy package with Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League. That is a way of Warner Brothers moving forward. To me, that is a smart way. Warner Brothers are not known doing things logically, but then again, we do have a new CEO. We do have, for what I understand, J.J. Abrams as well. So they want to do right with the directors. They want to do right with the fans. They want to move forward. They get it. If this is the case, they get it. They understand. They get it. That's how you do it. If you want to move forward with Birds of Prey, if you want to move forward with Wonder Woman 84, if you want to move forward, even more, Joker that is coming up in October, if you want to move forward with any future DC project or DCEU project, you do it by releasing the Snyder Cut. You move forward. Now, as far as the directions, I do not know what does it mean going forward, whether the DCEU is going to be connected or not connected. I mean, there's a strong possibility that you could see two things happening. Number one, rebooting, but rebooting with the same actors and actress. Gal Gadot will stay as Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa will stay as Aquaman, Flash, Ray Fisher, Henry Cavill. The unknown is Ben Affleck. That's the only thing unknown. It's unknown whether it's a recast or not. I mean, we saw the Incredible Hulk, Ed Norton, who was originally Banner, and the Incredible Hulk, he was recast. So that part, I don't know. Or they could continue with the DCEU. So as far as the direction, I do not know. I could speculate, but again, guys, what I'm hearing, just to recap, and I have a couple of more minutes to just recap. What I'm hearing is that the Warner Brothers is making a major push to release the 170-minute theatrical Zack Snyder cut on HBO Max this fall. Is either going to be released or announced this fall. That's what I'm hearing. Again, dates could change. If that happens, it's with the understanding that Zack Snyder will be allowed to finish his 214-minute cut. Zack told everyone that is his cut to 14-minute. There is no way that Zack is going to agree for Warner Brothers to leave release the 170 cut if the 214 cut is not. It's not part of it. Again, guys, this is what I heard. Those who want to believe me, good. If those who don't want to believe me, that's fine. I ask that you don't be disrespectful because I've never questioned anybody's source. I'm not focused on your source. I'm only focused on my information, and the information that I receive. I feel comfortable saying it because I'm putting myself out there. So again, guys, looks like everything is going in the right direction. Jason Momoa. I mean, I'm happy for Zack and Deborah. They put their life, they put their blood. To me, while they were filming, the Justice League. You know, they had their daughter Autumn, and as a father with two girls, I can imagine the pain that they went through. So, and by the way, happy belated birthday, Zach. That's a nice gift from Jason Momoa. So, guys, things are looking up. Let's remain positive. Again, I know what you guys are gonna say, 2 14 minute or nothing, but guys, just have an open mind. If Zach backs up to 170, it basically means we get into the 214, guys. Be patient. If I hear any more news, I know I did say I was not going to do scooping, and for the most part, I have not. I did rephrase that. I said I was going to tone down my scooping, and I will only give information that I feel that is noteworthy. So this obviously this is something noteworthy. So, guys, we're winning. We're winning, and once it's released, obviously we want to thank Fiona, we want to thank Chris, we want to thank Dave, Eric Blake, and all the other fans who fought hard for this. And we should say a big thank you to the new CEO, J.J. Abrams, and even Walter Hamada, who's always been a fan of Zach's work. So again, good days are coming ahead. All right. So this is Louis Centeno, and thank you. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Hit it. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys.